time to talk about Bethenny Frankel and this explosive podcast that she did this morning. Now, this story has been out probably about 6 hours, and Perry's hotline was flooded with people talking about, Sharrell, please cover this story. She is saying some very explosive things. And some of the things that she was saying is that she knew about Tom and Erika's money problems for years. She said that her ex, do you guys remember her ex-fiance? His name is Dennis Shields. He has now passed on. They were engaged for a while, but she's saying that he said that it was well known in the lawyer community. I mean, let's just listen to what she says in her words.
So, Tom Girardi was a lawyer that worked in that space, which is why I met him, which is why Dennis knew him. So Dennis had never seen the show. So this was in 2018. So Dennis and I watched the show, The Beverly Hills Housewives. I didn't watch this season. I dabbled. So we watched a little because he knew Tom Girardi and he knew of Erika Jayne, because Tom used to send Dennis videos of Erika, and Dennis would be like a little uncomfortable. He would be like, watch it in your office when you're alone. That's what Tom would say to Dennis. He'd be like, that's creepy and weird. So
I just had to add in, that's very creepy and weird. But the story gets more interesting.
We once ran into, I met Tom at like a lawyers conference. I think it was in Florida or LA. I can't remember. I think it was LA, a lawyers conference. So I was aware of Tom, and also I saw RHOBH, and I told Tom that Erika said on the show that she spent $50,000 a month on her glam, and I also told him that her private planes, she had 2 private planes, and he said, what? And I said, yeah, and my experience is, especially with the housewives, but everywhere as well, but really particularly with the housewives, if someone's flaunting their money, they don't really have it. And a lot of that's happened with a lot of the girls on all of the shows. And I can tell you that in New York, people write that they have like $50, $75 million. All the girls have probably between like $4 and $8 million. And that's a lot of money. But people like, and then there are ones that were on before that really don't have a lot of money at all. But
now, I don't think this is a shock to anyone. A lot of the housewives inflate their numbers and pretend like they have more money than they really do. But it's just refreshing to hear someone say it out loud and actually admit to it. I mean, Bethenny, she just doesn't hold back. Let's go on.
The media makes it like they do, and particularly on Beverly Hills, there have been a lot of all show and no-go girls, and the more that they flaunt it and the more that they brag about it, usually there's something wrong. I've always found if you're really flaunting your money, then you probably don't really have it. So I was talking to Dennis about this, and I was, Christopher Buckle, I know, is a friend of mine. He was doing her makeup, and she's spending a crazy amount of money. And she said, this costs $50,000 a month. And I was like, holy shit, $600,000 a year. Now, I have money. I make money. I was like, that's rolling really deep, and that's just not, that would be hard to sustain. And Dennis said to me, he doesn't have it like that. He owes me money. He owes me $500,000. I know this other guy, he owes $1.5 million. He doesn't have money. He owes everybody money. And I go, what are you talking about?
Now, this is staggering. He hit up Dennis too? I mean, oh my goodness. He was really robbing Peter to pay Paul. That's how I put it.
How was she flying around on the big plane and the small plane? And he said, it's not because he's using people's money to support her lifestyle. He's using the company's money to support her lifestyle. Danny said this, and I said, what are you talking about? And now, don't get me wrong, I didn't know everything about specifics. I didn't know what kind of cases he was working on. I didn't know there was an airplane flight. I didn't focus on it that much. I just was focusing on the $600,000 a year. And Danny's like, yeah, no, he owes me money, and it aggravates everybody. I said, why would he do that? He goes, he can't say no to her. Danny said, he can't say no to her. Okay. So now we were away in New Orleans in May of 2018, and we went to meet these other billionaire lawyers that Dennis knows, and also people that Dennis worked with who I know. I mentioned it too, and it was a well-known secret. It was a widely known, best-kept secret. It was the worst-kept secret. You know what I'm saying? So this lawyer, well, I don't want to bring these other people into it, when Dennis said to him, because he doesn't watch the Housewives, but Dennis said, do you know, his accent, do you know Erika Jayne spends $500,000, so about $50,000 a month on her hair and her makeup? And then I was like, what? He owes everybody money. He's being sued by everybody. So it was a thing. So I knew about it. So I don't know, like that's just what happens. Things take a long time to come out, but everybody in that industry knew about it. All these major lawyers, and I'm talking about around the country that are in this industry, they all knew about it.
Now, you mean to tell me that if it was a well-known thing in the lawyer community, they all knew, she said it herself, that he would borrow money from people, live this fake lifestyle, and not pay them back? If it was a well-known, kept secret, well, why in the hell didn't Erika know? I am more convinced now than ever that Erika knew exactly what was going on. She did not care. In my opinion, she's a narcissist and she only worries about herself. This is more evidence on top of, remember they said that some of the lawsuits and subpoenas were going to the house? Erika knew. She knew exactly what was going on. And I'm sure at this point, all of the lawyers that are on the case, maybe even Ronald Richards, they know that she knew. They know that she knew. But she would go on to say something even more interesting. She said that after she found this information out, she went back, she told Kyle and Lisa Rinna and Andy Cohen. They all knew. So as we're watching these episodes, and Kyle and Lisa act like they don't know what's going on, you had an inkling what was going on because Bethenny told you what was going on. You knew since 2018. I don't know what kind of game Lisa Rinna and Kyle are playing, but it's all starting to come out now. You knew. It just leads me to believe these rumors. Does Lisa Rinna know more? Yes, she knows more. Is she somehow involved? That's the key. That's the key. So all of this sitting around the table and telling these stories, and they're acting all shocked and like they don't know what's going on. And Kyle supposedly talking to her attorney friend is staged. You already knew. And that's probably what people don't like about Lisa Rinna and Kyle. We could smell, we could feel and sense the phoniness. And I'll take it a step even further. You mean Kyle and Lisa knew, but Dorit didn't know? That's probably the first person you told, Kyle. Andy Cohen even knew? Bethenny would go on to say, Andy would praise her, how smart she is. Oh my God, you know everything. Yeah, oh my gosh, it's so true. You know, they all knew. I don't know why everyone's acting like this is firsthand information and how shocked they are. Because if someone tells you a secret like that, most likely you tell other people and you guys all talk about it. So it's crazy. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're acting shocked because they heard these things, but there was actually no proof yet. But I just am baffled how Kyle acts shocked. What's going on here? These stories don't make sense. They've been not making sense. You know what's going on. Now my next question would be, why is Kyle and Lisa Rinna and Dorit showing a fierce loyalty to Erika Jayne, aka Erika Girardi? I mean, it's interesting. It's very interesting. So this is a snippet of what Bethenny said today on her podcast. The video was very interesting. She said a lot of things. She did not hold back. She says, you know, the reason that she didn't say anything earlier is because she really wasn't watching the show and she didn't know that this was a big topic. Okay, I'll give her that. Maybe she really didn't know what was going on, but it's better that you came forward. Better late than never. So there you have it, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you agree with me? Do you feel that Kyle and Lisa Rinna and Andy Cohen, they know what's going on? Or am I just being too harsh and misjudging the entire conversation that Bethenny had this morning on her podcast? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. More and more stuff is going to come out about this Erika Jayne thing. So it's crazy. All right, guys. Bye for now. Until next time.